module overview. Agriculture remains the cornerstone of rural economies, but traditional practices often driven by immediate needs rather than long-term sustainability have significantly contributed to environmental degradation, soil depletion, water scarcity, loss of biodiversity, and climate vulnerability. As rural development continues to evolve, there is an urgent need to embed sustainable agricultural practices and environmental management at the heart of policy and extension strategies. This module explores how sustainability and environmental stewardship intersect with rural development and extension services. It emphasizes eco-friendly farming systems, conservation techniques, renewable resource management, and climate-smart practices that can ensure food security, rural prosperity, and ecological balance. The module also unpacks the roles of farmers, extension agents, governments, and international actors in promoting sustainable agricultural transitions. 1. Understanding sustainability in agriculture and rural development. Sustainable agriculture refers to production systems that meet current food and fiber needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. It seeks to balance three main pillars: environmental protection, economic viability, social equity. In rural development, sustainability involves maintaining soil fertility and water resources, reducing greenhouse gas emissions from agriculture, promoting biodiversity and ecosystem resilience, ensuring the livelihoods and health of rural communities. 2. Major environmental challenges in rural areas. Rural communities, while being dependent on natural resources, are also vulnerable to environmental crises. Key challenges include soil erosion and degradation due to overgrazing, monocropping, and chemical misuse, deforestation for farming and fuel wood, leading to habitat loss, water pollution and scarcity caused by agrochemical runoff, inefficient irrigation, desertification, especially in arid zones of sub-Saharan Africa, loss of agrobiodiversity through over-reliance on a few high-yielding crops, climate change impacts, increased droughts, floods, pests, and unpredictable seasons. Addressing these challenges is critical for achieving sustainable rural development. 3. Principles and approaches to sustainable agriculture. Several principles underpin sustainable farming systems: soil health and conservation, through composting, crop rotation, green manure, reduced tillage, and cover cropping, integrated pest management, IPM, using biological control, resistant varieties, crop rotation, and minimal pesticides, water efficiency, through drip irrigation, mulching, rainwater harvesting, and recycling, agroforestry, combining crops, trees, and livestock to improve resilience, organic farming, avoiding synthetic inputs, enhancing biodiversity conservation agriculture, minimal soil disturbance, permanent soil cover, and crop diversification, zero waste and circular economy, reusing waste, converting agricultural byproducts into inputs. 4. Climate-smart agriculture. CSA is a key strategy promoted by FAO and other development actors to help rural farmers adapt to climate change while maintaining productivity and reducing emissions. CSA pillars: adaptation, developing drought-resistant crops, changing planting dates, early warning systems; mitigation, reducing emissions through manure management, agroforestry, low-emission rice cultivation; productivity, increasing yields through technology, improved practices, and resilient seeds. CSA involves integrating scientific knowledge with indigenous practices and requires policy, financing, and capacity-building support. 5. Role of environmental management in rural development. Environmental management refers to structured approaches for using, protecting, and conserving natural resources. It ensures that development activities do not deplete the very systems that sustain them. Environmental management in rural areas includes land use planning and zoning, community-led conservation programs, watershed management and reforestation, environmental impact assessments, EIA before projects, pollution control and waste management. Rural extension workers play a pivotal role in teaching farmers how to balance productivity with environmental protection. 6. Indigenous knowledge and traditional ecological practices. Sustainable development is most effective when it builds upon local knowledge systems. Rural communities often possess time-tested strategies for environmental management, use of indigenous seeds adapted to local conditions, traditional soil fertility practices, e.g., ash, animal dung, fallowing, sacred groves, and community forests for biodiversity preservation, rotational grazing and seasonal migration for land recovery, rainwater harvesting structures built from local materials. Extension services must validate and integrate these practices with scientific innovations. 7. Institutional and policy frameworks for sustainable rural development. Government and international institutions are critical to enforcing and enabling sustainable practices. National environmental policies and agricultural codes, Green Climate Fund (GCF), and REDD+ programs, environmental extension training for agricultural officers, Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), especially Goal 13, Climate Action, Goal 15, Life on Land, Goal 2, Zero Hunger. Access to green financing and climate insurance policies should incentivize conservation agriculture, support agroecology, protect communal lands, and penalize illegal deforestation. 8. Extension approaches for promoting sustainability. Sustainable practices must be communicated, demonstrated, and institutionalized through effective extension systems. Extension agents should deliver hands-on training and demonstrations on sustainable farming use, farmer field schools, and model plots for peer learning, disseminate climate advisories and ecological forecasts, encourage the use of climate-resilient crop varieties, promote environmental stewardship campaigns in communities, collaborate with local NGOs, research institutes, and traditional leaders. Innovative technologies, mobile apps, radio shows, podcasts, and participatory videos can increase adoption, especially among youth. 9. Case studies and best practices. Ethiopia's Sustainable Land Management Program, SLMP, reduced erosion and boosted productivity. India's Zero-Budget Natural Farming, ZBNF, in Andhra Pradesh for low-cost organic farming. Agroforestry adoption in Kenya and Tanzania to combat deforestation. Rice duck farming system in the Philippines for natural pest control. Climate information services in Mali and Senegal. Improved resilience,